going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 I want. Hear me now. I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. 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 I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat? Good afternoon. How are you? Pardon me one moment. I just got a very important text message I need to return. Just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. How is everybody? Happy Manic Monday. It's just another Manic Monday. Yeah, I don't remember the lyrics beyond that. The Bangles, that was from I think that was my high school, part of the soundtrack of my life. Well, kids, I'm trying to think of, I have a little list of things I would like to discuss. And I have a slight problem. And truthfully, you all, the only reason that I even came in here today is because I already canceled on you guys and, dipped out over the weekend. And I hate to do that. I really do. I mean, it's not good for my quest to be a world famous YouTuber, to, make all my internet dreams of riches and fame come true. When I have to cancel lives and I don't even, I am my own boss. So I need to get a more strict boss, I think. I do always show up for work on time. Does that count for something, I hope? So here's what I think I'm going to do. Wednesday's happening. I've already spoken with our celebrity mystery guest. So don't worry, that's happening. I'm going to tell you what's going on in my life right now. That is, that's frustrating my conquest for fame and riches. Hold on. Oh my God, y'all. Seriously. All right, get rid of the ring. My horse, my pink pony earrings that for some reason, well, I thought they were unicorns when I bought them, but they're cute, so I'm good with it. Oh, and I'm wearing my I'm going to show you the outfit for the day because I didn't have time to make the video. Y'all, I'm lucky I had time to like get my damn. Well, the other day I was wandering around the kitchen and here's what happened to me on Saturday because as some of you probably know, I've got construction going on at my house. It's tore the fuck up. I'm tore up from the floor up. On Saturday, I was wandering around in my pajamas until well into the afternoon. I thought, you know what? I'm going to try out the YouTuber wardrobe, like all the gross schlubs like Betty who do bed streams. So I thought, oh God, I said I wasn't going to say that bitch's name again. Dusty. Okay. I will refer to her as Dusty, as in Rhodes. So when I say Dusty, you think insert adjectives, nouns, of your choice. But because I have got new furniture has morphed into, well, I might have like or an addition on the house by the time this is over. New furniture has turned into all the floors in the house being taken up and redone. And today, quite unfortunately, is a day when they are using a very loud something to take up the tile that's in the foyer. Most of the house is wood that I let my husband pick. I fucking hated it when I saw it. He got on board with that school of thought. Unfortunately, it was well after the whole floor was put down. So, this is my state of being on Saturday. Now, Crazy Nurse knows this because I already told her. I was so out of sorts and kerfluffled. We had to get everything out of the master bedroom closet so they could, they were getting ready to go in there with the new flooring. I keep a dresser in that closet where my unmentionables go, lingerie and whatnot. No, not, like the everyday kind, bras, panties, Spanx, bikinis, all that kind of shit. Well, apparently I missed the drawer when I was putting laundry away at some point. And as we were clearing the shit out, my husband and I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh God, I love those. I've been wondering where those were. So I had pockets in my jammies in the front. So the thong that I found, yes, it was clean. The thong that I found, I just shoved in my pocket. And at some point, I went to go make myself coffee number 47 of the morning. And I started the machine, but I forgot to put the cup underneath it. Y'all, this place is a mess. I don't do well with chaos and disorder. No, I do not. So I'm very flustered. And it just keeps snowballing more and more and more. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm good. I've been wanting to do several things for a while. And while my husband's got that checkbook open and seemingly he's gotten to the stage where he's like, honey, I try and give him choices like, okay, honey, I've got like, I don't know, 50 chandeliers for the bedroom on this Wayfair wish list. Can you just take a look at these and give me like, maybe your top 3? And he looked at me and he's like, honey, how about you give me your number 1 and we'll just go from there. He said, because I promise you, there's nothing that I give a shit enough about to worry about it. Like, just What he's saying the magic words that everybody wants to hear. Every married woman wants to hear. Honey, whatever you want is fine. So, uh, I've got a lot to do today. Things are snowballing. And oh, this is my Barefoot Dreams hoodie from the Barbie collection they did. And it's so cozy. It was 66 in my kitchen about an hour ago. I think it's warmed up a little bit because I'm kind of like, starting to get a little warmer now. This is probably too much for, well, definitely within the next hour or so. This is going to be too much. Of course, do you think I thought ahead enough to perhaps put a tank top on underneath it? No, I didn't. And if I did, it would probably be stuck in the pocket of something. It is interesting the things you find when you start moving furniture around and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to tell you just a little more of my construction woes, and then I'm going to hit a few highlights on my list of things that have been going on while I've been, living real life and whatnot. So let me say hi to the kids in the class, and then I'm going to have a few thoughts for some current events. And then I am probably going to head out the door to a list that is significantly longer than this, that's out in the kitchen of things I need to find. Now, I think it's probably highly unlikely that I will find a chandelier at any of the couple stores that I'm going to go to. But that's not going to stop me from trying, because now, isn't this always the way? Furniture's being delivered on Wednesday. The rug that needs to go in the bedroom, that is huge. I think it's a 9.9 by 13. That's coming on Thursday. Naturally, it couldn't come at the same time. So the thought that I could possibly find a chandelier that my guy could install before Wednesday. I mean, he said, if you can find one, I'm here. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm sure that's not going to happen, but I'm going to try nonetheless. So all of that is to say that I'm feeling a little washed out with that lipstick. So stand by. Oh yeah, I think that's better. Of course, what I see on the monitor is not usually what it actually looks like to you guys. Okay, so let me say hi to the kids in class. Let me move that. I have been listening because, YouTube, whistle while you work kind of thing. I'm not going to say I understand a lot of it, but I have been listening. Oh, goodness. This place never disappoints. Hi, Wise Angel. How are you? Wise Angel, this is interesting that you mentioned this, because I have a friend who follows the Hales and has been for many years, and told me, oh my God, you need to check them out. So I did. And they are from Florida. You guys, this hair is fucking making me crazy. They are from, well, I don't know if they're from Florida, but they live in Florida, not too terribly far from where I am. So I am absolutely going to look into this. And their channel is so clever. The name of their channel, I believe it's called What in the Hales, which I love. That's just super clever. Crazy Nurse in the house. How are you? Hi, Brittany. Truth Seeker. Good afternoon. Look, I caught myself. I was going to say good morning. Hey, traders. How are you? Oh, look at that. I'm off to a great start. I've already yeeted myself right on out of this stream. God, I don't know. That might be a good thing. I'm not sure where I was. I think I'm close. If I miss you, I apologize. Hey, twin thing, how you doing? Hi, Becca. True Texan in the house. How are you? Hey, Kathy P. Grandma Sherry, how you doing? Oh my God, are you guys reading my mind, or were you able to read my my notes that I put up? Because if that's referring to Wendy Williams is on my list. I was watching it before I came in here. That is just all terrible. Hi, Truth Seeker. How are you? Hey, V Caser. How are you? Stephen Wayne True Crime. Good afternoon. How are you? I think that name is no. I recognize your avatar, but do you have another channel that's SW True Crime? Because that sounds very familiar. Like I think I've seen that one here. Well, either welcome or welcome back. And I'm sorry if it's the oh God, listen, my brain's too fried. I was gonna say whether it's the former or the latter. Oh, I do not do good in chaos. And it's just been pure chaos around here for since Thursday. But it's really begun in earnest, and it's if you've never lived through construction and lived in the house while it was going on, I don't recommend it at all. But it's one of those things where it's going to be so worth it in the end. But oh God, getting there is going to be tough. But my bedroom is almost completely done, and I have to say it looks fantastic. I could not be happier with the flooring. But the contents of that bedroom are all over the place, because you just got to put it where you can get it. It took 3 pickup trucks with those big size full trailers they were hauling on the back to put the flooring in, because you can only put I forget what the weight, the tonnage was it, does 4,000 pounds sound right, or does that sound crazy? Maybe it was 4,000. I don't know. But so some of it's, I should take a picture of my yard. There are two huge pickup trucks that the guys that are working drive, and each of them has a full size trailer. I'm talking the kind that you walk inside. It's got like that pegboard on the walls where they keep the tools. There's the one has a microwave in it. When I walked by, I was like, damn, you could live in that thing. I mean, you wouldn't want to, but you could. I mean, it's pretty glamorous as far as construction goes. But a lot of the flooring is still out there, but they have to bring in however many boxes they need for the room they're going to work on. So that just takes up a lot of the room for all the contents of the room. So that's why it's all over the place. It's just, and I can't find anything. Oh God. Ducking Fox. Oh, you did? Okay, well, there's a Home Depot very close, and that's on my list, so I am going there. And wait for it. I know this will surprise you guys. Do you know what I'm actually considering putting in my master bedroom? White antlers, an antler chandelier. I don't know why, but there's just something about it that I love. I just don't know. I don't know if I'll love it forever. That's what I'm getting at. I know they're kind of trending right now, or they were in the recent past, but I don't know. It could work. That's all I'm saying. But see, that's me. Like I'm I'm quirky like that. Like I always like to have one thing, whether I'm wearing it or, have it in my house, whatever, my office, whatever the case may be. Like that skull back there, that crazy nurse just absolutely gets apoplectic by seeing that skull near Chanel's name. But I love things like that. So I'm strongly considering the antlers. They will be white. If I do it, it will be white. Um, and it's a tray ceiling. I think there's 3 trays, and I want something very big and dramatic because the room can take it. I think they told me no, y'all. I was looking at something that I love. I showed it to my husband. He said, "Do you understand how long that is?" I said, "No." So I didn't believe him when he told me, honey, like 27, 27 inches. I'm like, what? That's not long enough. So of course I had to go ask the guy. And he said, "Oh, you can go up to about 30, 34 to 36 max." But another thing I love that in my mind, I could see it in there, but I could probably find them short enough. So it's a plate. See, and I can do either one. I can do a flush mount or I can do just hanging. But these are on a flush plate and it almost looks like monofilament line. And then there's big glass bulbs and you stagger the heights of the bulbs. I I could do it, but what I've got in my head, well, my worker told me, my worker, I hate to say that, the guy working, he said, "Oh yes, I just did this for a client in his he's got a 3-story house. It looks amazing." I'm like, "Oh, well, this is not a 3-story room. So, yeah, that's probably not going to work." And I could get them, they come in shorter heights. I just know it's not going to look like I've got up here and then I'll be disappointed. So, I don't know, but I'll get it worked out. I will get it handled. It's weird. I don't usually. Okay, you did revise the channel. Okay, gotcha. I knew it. I was like, I know SW, but I don't remember. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not losing it. Not all the way losing it. I'm losing it, just not completely. Hey, Wine, Crime, and Mayhem. How are you? See, I agree. I think Chanel would have loved it as well. Yes, I think she would find it whimsical. It just reminds me of McQueen. He was the one who mixed a lot of the soft with the hard all the time. So, you don't get much harder than a skull and softer than a butterfly. So I love that. Okay. My list. So yes, construction is ongoing probably until I start receiving Social Security. Will probably not that long. And yeah, y'all are just going to have to bear with me because I'm going to have certain windows that I'm going to have to work in because that thing he was using on the floor this morning, whoa, picture like the sound of a dental drill, like that kind of a pitch, that really high. Because in the foyer there's tile that's always been there, and there's what I really never cared for, a mosaic. Not that I didn't like I like mosaics, I just didn't care for the colors. So they're doing that today. The rest will be done That's good. He said that's going to be the hardest and the loudest to get up. So apparently it's not really that hard to do. They do this to start it. And yeah, it just kind of goes on from there. But it's just difficult not knowing where all my shit is. Because while I have it all organized when it's in my, drawers, my closets, etc. Yeah, but once you take it out of there and you've just got to start putting it wherever it fits. And then we've got my husband's shit and, his stuff's on top of my stuff. And, so yes, that's going to definitely kind of cut into streaming, but that's okay. When the notion strikes and I'm able to, I'll go live. And this isn't going to go on for, I think realistically, yeah, I'm just getting ready to throw some number talking out my ass. I was going to say a few weeks, but I don't know. Because honestly, it's a lot. It all sounded like such a fabulous idea, and I am ecstatic that it's getting done. It's just getting to the finish line is always this just a daunting thing, and it's picking up steam, and it's yeah. But that's okay. We'll all get through it. But you just might not see me as often as I would like to. But I can't let a little construction get in the way of my, my potential fame. So I'll find a way. I'll deal with it. Okay. So real quickly. And then I am going to, let's see, what time is it? It is almost 12:30. Y'all, I would like to be done within an hour. So I'm going to start talking fast. Okay. I think we'll do them in the order I wrote them down. I understand that I'm probably going to be a little late to the party on some of these things, but hey, I want to throw my 2 cents into it. Everybody else has, so why not me? Oh boy. Y'all, I've said a few times that the irony is not lost on moi. Oh, they're back. Okay, sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, yes. The fact that the irony is not lost on me that for the first time in my life since I would say middle school, sixth grade, I really don't have much of an interest in true crime anymore. And that's because of hey Bo, how are you? Some of the just disgusting, vile, fucking scumbag YouTubers. Hey, I'm on limited time. I don't have time to sugarcoat it and, zhuzh it up for everybody. I mean, who knew that some of the people that talk about the true crime are almost as grimy as the people they talk about? Hey, Beer Can, how are you? I have difficulty articulating it fully, but it's kind of like some of these tragedy pimps et al. Have truly like bastardized. They've taken something that's already disgusting, gross. You're talking about the lowest common denominator amongst us, the just the scourge. Um, and in my opinion, at least where several of these tragedy pimps are concerned, it's just luck, I'm sure, that they haven't been the subject of their own episode on Lifetime or Snapped. You know what I'm saying? And that is not to say that all of the tragedy pimps. I mean, I obviously have an order in my head of, like we all do, who's the most vile, who's just maybe possibly a bit misguided, who's exactly what it is that they're pretending to report on. I'm going to say this again for the ones in the back. If you do not write and or speak proper fucking English, that's a good start. You are not a journalist. You are not a fucking journalist or a member of the media because you designate yourself as such. Yeah, I come from a time when to call yourself a journalist and to have press credentials that didn't come out of a Fruity Pebbles box, well, typically, no, not typically, always, you went to, wait for it, journalism school. You got a degree, at least in English communication. And truly, the reason I don't pay a lot of attention to many of these cases anymore is because of what comes with it. And what comes with it are the fucking depraved, uh, oh. Honestly, some of these people, I find them to be, there's just a very, hey Beth, there's just a really, hi Liza, I see a very tenuous thread, kind of like Dusty's hair. That's kind of like, melted spandex fiber when you've when you've burned up your Lululemons in the dryer. Don't put your spandex shit in the dryer. Not if you want it to last. I mean, this latest poor little girl, Audrey Cunningham. Dusty is not who I'm going to address with this one. But by the way, no, this is, my thoughts are going to be brief because this is someone I do not listen to. I have listened to her in the past. It was so long ago. It was before she ever showed her face. And I don't care what she looks like. It's not about that. Yeah, Sister Christian herself, also known as Plunder. Let me think. I guess it would have been maybe Chris Watts-ish era when I listened to her. I would be lying if I said that if I got it. Like, I don't get it. I I've never understood to me, listening to her is like the auditory equivalent of watching grass grow or watching paint dry. And as such, I just stopped listening to her because it was like, can we get there today possibly? But I had no bad feelings about her. I had nothing bad to say about her. Um, and I have never spoken on her ever because to me, she is milk like this is her. I mean, she's milk toast. She's just there. I mean, I have never heard anything. She just wasn't my cup of tea, but I had nothing negative or bad to say about her. She just was not anybody that I went with all the choices that we have. She was just not on my hit parade. And does she care? Hell no. She's sitting with what, six digits sub count, 100K plus ish. But after what I heard she did to Audrey Cunningham and to her family, I was so utterly disgusted. And what is it? What is it? Somebody tell me, with these people who want to bring the Bible and God into everything. Okay. And this is not, listen, I believe in God. I don't tell you about your religion. I don't consider myself to be an overly religious person at all. I don't go to church. I've said several times I'm Catholic. I'm a bad Catholic. I don't care what religion anyone is. I don't care if you believe, you don't believe. You hold yourself out as, I see a parallel, and I see it with several of these people who claim to be, you know, so pious. I mean, I'm calling her Sister Christian because I'm being a bitch and I think she's an asshole. So, but please, hey hippie, how you doing? Hi Anna. Don't anyone. This is not about religion. I'm just saying, I find it ironic that somebody else I was just speaking about, who is one of the most vile, disgusting bag of shit on this platform, and probably out walking around the real world too. She's another one. Oh yes, everything's, oh, God bless you. God bless you for that super chat. But look at her cross-eyed, and she'll be, cursing and damning you to hell for all of eternity. It's just a parallel that I see. And listen, I understand we all make mistakes. We all say and do things that we wish we hadn't. But hey Johnson, there are levels of that. Like, I'm kind of sitting here regretting this lipstick color. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the lighter pink. I very much try being the operative word. I try to think before I speak. I typically have an idea of what I'm going to discuss when I come in here. But yes, I have many times said things that, looking back, I think, ooh, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But you know what the difference is? Oh, thanks, Johnson. You know what the difference is? I'm mature enough and have enough decency about me. When I make a mistake, when I say something I shouldn't have, I will come in and I'll apologize for it and fall on the sword. I don't see a lot of the people I've been talking about ever doing that. And what am I speaking of with plunder? Well, oh, Fonnie Willis, Fanny, whatever the fuck her name is. Oh, I was going to review her too. Yeah. Woo. Fonnie, note to self, girl, when getting dressed in the morning, always double check that your dress is not on backwards, especially if you're going to charge a witness stand like Raging Bull. It's because, oh, and Fonnie, girl, Liza, see what you made me do here? Fonnie, just one other note. Honey, get some undergarments that fit you, okay? I don't care if you want to wear a bodycon dress. Do you, girl? Rock it, own it. But get some underwear that don't look like well, someone said depends, and I was like, yeah, that's right. They kind of do. And maybe she's quite well endowed. I think something more than what looked like a training bra probably is in order. Yeah, can you see what this construction's doing to me? Fonnie, we'll save Fonnie for later. But yeah, back to plunder. Plunder, you can quote all the scripture you want. What you put out in the universe on that child's name, based on some bullshit, supposedly, this is what I heard she said, okay? Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but this is all I know, so it's all I'm going to speak on. To put out in the universe for people who, I don't know, I can tell you this. What she said was, apparently she says that she saw, I'm not even going to say what it is, because you know what, I'm not going to do that because I'm not a shitbag. And I think that family, if you don't think that family is so, if you don't think they're going to live with the regret and the sorrow and the agony of some of the choices that they made that could have contributed to what happened to that little girl, of course they are. I'm not going to pile on that. I am also not going to put out the disgusting, salacious, vile rumor that she breathed life into. How fucking irresponsible can you be with a channel that size? Oh, well, I saw it on Reddit. Well, bitch, I see all kinds of shit on the internet. I don't run to my channel of I wouldn't do it with my teeny weeny tiny little channel, who, I mean, I have the cover of anonymity. I could probably say whatever, and nobody's going to see it except for the people that, regularly watch. I'm not thirsty like you. Because what other reason could there be to put such a wicked, and if I'm not mistaken, well, I'm not going to go there either. Let's just say that I do believe, based on listening to her in the past, I think that she probably has understanding of what it must be like to be a mother. And if not, I could be mistaken about that. But Do you have to be? I mean, I just yeah, this like and if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, trust me, everybody and their brothers talked about it. You can go find what it is. I won't do that because I would never put that on that child's name. That will forever remain floating around in the internet ether. And a bunch of unscrupulous, thirsty shitbags who are, whatever it is, they're insatiable, unquenchable thirst. I don't know what is it that happens to people when they start like picking up traction on this app and your channel starts growing. Because I tell you what, I will blow my shit up again like I did the last time if it makes me become what I see in so many. And I'd have a lot more respect for the ones that just come out and own it. Instead, last I looked at her latest video, which was over the weekend, hey, just Allison. She made some remark about, well, as YouTube usually does, they disabled comments on this video. Oh, yeah, sure they did. That's interesting. Did they disable them on all the other ones? See, I don't give a shit about you, so I didn't care to look. Yeah, and please don't anybody misunderstand me speaking about her as me caring about her. Nope, she will go back to the position she previously held of who gives a shit in my mind. I am only speaking about her because I am so repulsed by what she did, how she further victimized that dead baby and her family. Because that's what she did. Because guess what? And I promise you, if you think that everybody's going to take the position I am and is going to just talk about it as I am without saying what it is she did, no, go listen to her if you want to know what she did. Or actually, go listen to anybody else that's talking about her. See, because I've got more class and respect for just, victims in general, people, hopefully, but victims. Shame on you. Now, this isn't as bad as Scab Girl. I'll give you that. It doesn't reach that level, or I should say, it doesn't sink to that depth. But it's vile none the same. It's I don't get it. Hey, Pink Stripe. Of course she knows what she's doing. It's disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And of course, and so, ma'am, welcome. You have achieved tragedy pimp status. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why. How is that even how does it even cross your mind? I don't care what you saw on Reddit. Who gives a damn? I mean, hi, KB. I don't get it. You are not. Oh my God. And her fucking ghoulish, well, I've reached out to this website. It's kind of wonky. I've reached out to and then she, rambles off some website of some coroner and wanting to get this report and that report. You people are fucking sick. It's gore porn. I came up with one I hadn't heard. What the hell was it? Oh, ghoul grifters. Yeah, you're ghoulish grifters. And like, is it not enough that this poor baby is no longer with us? That's not horrible enough. Now you want to put out in the universe some bullshit you saw on Reddit? I don't know. How about you? Oh, yeah, because you don't have all the evidence because you're not an investigator. You're not privy to the case file. You don't know any more than, well, you certainly know more than me because I got a life to live. And yeah, no, I'm not sitting around online trying to figure out how to get somebody's fucking coroner's report. It's just, God, this place makes me sick sometimes. Honest to God, it does. And all the wrong shit gets rewarded. I don't get it. I'll never understand this place. And my revenge is going to be when I write a book about this shithole. And I've said many times, I'm going to write a book about this. I've already got a title, as a matter of fact. And here's the difference between me and a lot of the fucking dipshits that say they're members of the media. I don't claim to be a member of the media. I do, however, have mad writing skills. But I would not be so bold, even though that is absolutely true. And I will blow my own horn there. But I would never be so bold as to call myself a member of the media, despite the fact that I have a press pass that I issued to myself. I say to my husband all the time that this place, it is a human carnival, is what it is. This is a human carnival. And it operates, nothing that is rewarded in the real world, or not much, is what is valued and rewarded here. Oh, Allison, that's what I told my husband. I said, nobody believed this shit. But I got a good title. Because you would have to have a title that would grab people's attention and make them want to go, wonder what that's about. Well, don't worry, I've already got one. And I'll change the names to protect the innocents. There are no innocents here. And there's no friends. And don't ever make any mistake about that, okay? Because there's alliances that are formed. I hate the term, but it is true. Hate bonding. I mean, that's a real thing. I don't think, and I think it's a natural, that part of it is nothing that's exclusive to YouTube. We all do this just in a smaller scale. But yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's a parable. Shit, it probably goes back to Aesop. I don't know, but hey, SoFlo, how are you? Yeah, I'm actually glad that, see, when I get on here and I start having one of these like ragers, yeah, that's how I know. See, that's why I have to step back. Once, I am very proud to say that I don't thrive in this kind of environment. I can in the short term. And listen, I get a lot of laughs. I really I like talking to people. I love talking to you guys. That's what I like to do. But this is not my life. This bears little resemblance to my real life. I would never have anything to do with people like Betty in my real life. Now, 100 years ago when I was in my young wild years? Yeah, probably. But I'm just going to leave that one there. Let's just say that, and you all know exactly what I'm talking about. People come in to our lives, people go out of our lives. Hopefully, if you've done anything right, you grow, you evolve, you change. I don't like stupid. I've never been a fan of. I am always frustrated by the fact that I see people who are dumb as fucking wood, um, who somehow get people who want to listen to them. And I don't know why. And it, like, if you do not understand the compensation, let's just say the compensation policy on YouTube, well, what do you do with that? But it's the reason. I mean, listen, if you all do not think, I've said this a million times and I'm going to keep saying it. If y'all don't think that I could take this little teeny weeny tiny invisible channel and make it blow up, I promise you I could. I know exactly how to do it. However, like with everything in life, there's a price of admission. There's consequences to pay. There is not a thing in this world that could make. That's why, y'all, when I hear people who've been around here a long time and they tell these horror stories about all these things that have happened to them because of YouTube, I'm telling you, hand to God, Sister Christian, that's for you. Both of you, because let's not forget that Dusty she's also a Christian woman. Every time I hear people discuss these horrific things that have happened to them because of their YouTube presence, without fail, the first thing I always say to myself, and you're still here? Why? What? Like, what? All these things have happened. And ask anybody, listen to anybody who's been around any length of time. But see, that's the price, at least part of it. That is the price to pay to get into the club, to grow a channel, to get a further reach, to get people to sub to you. And let's face it, you are lying to yourself if you believe that people run and rush to sub up to people who do not get involved in any drama. And just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Those people have to work 100 times harder than people who will come on every day and either be the shit show, talk about last night's shit show. I have been guilty of doing all of that. But I have never been willing to go all the way with it. And as such, I look at this channel as me. This is it's a hobby for me. And that's not a dig on anybody who uses YouTube as a job. God bless you. Whether I like you or not, I give everybody who can do that, you've got a modicum of respect from me for that, because I would rather go and cut someone's lawn in Florida in August with cuticle scissors and make my living that way than be able to have to, whether you feel like it or not, whether you want to or not, you got to go in and you got to talk about the shit that people are talking about. So when I hear people who've been around longer than me, who have channels much larger than me, which is basically everybody, and I hear them talk about these things that have happened to them, because of their YouTube, I always just say, and you're still here? Like, you are still here after that, because no, there's just, there's Ducking Fox. This, attention is a drug, just like many others. We all like attention. Okay. There's nobody on here. Well, I can't say nobody, but I'm sure there are very few people on here that started their channel with the intention of, oh, well, I want to be the one that nobody listens to. I want to be the one that nobody, damn it. Sorry, I had this weird pop-up come up. And let me tell you something. Another thing I hear, a version of the following. Well, I don't know what makes you think you're better than blah, 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 blah. You are better. If you are someone who does not think that you are better than some of the worst dirtbags in this neighborhood, you are, I hope. I mean, I'm sorry. There is never going to come a time when I'm going to say, oh, no, you're right. I'm not any better than any of the tragedy pimps. Yeah, no, I am. I don't expect people on YouTube to pay my bills. I do not interfere in people who are experiencing tragedies and sorrow, agony, the depths of which we all hope never to know. So yeah, I do not think, and you should not either, unless you resemble that, then yes, you should think you're better than that. Which is a nice segue into, so in putting a period at the end of that little sermon, yeah, plunder, shame on you, and do better. With great power comes great responsibility. Not that I think you have any power, but you definitely have, you know, a good sized channel. Is it a good sized channel in, see, I make this analogy all the time, and I think people lose sight of it. And I'm lucky because I have a husband who reminds me of this all the time. In this, I'm trying to think, what's my favorite analogy that I've ever heard for trauma? What does my husband call it? The asshole of YouTube. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. My channel's invisible. Somebody who's got 10,000 looks enormous to me. Somebody who's got 20,000, 25,000 looks enormous to somebody with 10,000. Somebody with 100,000 looks minuscule to someone who's got 500,000, 1 million, and on it goes. We're all insignificant to the next guy above us, okay, or woman, whatever the case may be. You guys know exactly what I'm saying. So when you have reached the point where you are putting salacious, incredibly hurtful rumors, and nothing more than rumors, You are responsible for putting that out there for people like me to hear about it, because I don't troll Reddit. I got enough keeping track of like one of the socials. And I've got a real life and a family, and you know, YouTube is not my life. It's not my job. It's a hobby. I would never know. I wouldn't have known about that. I haven't heard it from anyone else but Plunder. And of course, she's going to blame it on Reddit. Well, be more responsible. Do better. And if you can't, then maybe you should take a little break and, get your priorities in order. Oh, yes, that's another thing that sets real journalists and members of the media apart from just, every flunky who's got a fucking microphone and an internet connection. Yeah, they have journalistic ethics and integrity that they, abide by, because it is expected. So, hey Paisley Park, how are you? It's nice to see you. So yeah, I honestly, I might be the one YouTuber who, if y'all don't think that I have, oh my God, if you don't think that I have opinions about every damn thing I see going on around here, oh, I do. I do. It's just not worth it to me. It is not worth it to me I don't need to throw my voice in the mix. I got to feel strongly about it like this. I do. So do better, and shame on you. And if you are a woman of principle with a large platform, well, you might need a little slice of humble pie. Eat the whole fucking pie. I don't know. But you owe that child an apology, and you owe her family an apology. You don't owe me or any of the rest of us here an apology, but that family, you do. And if you don't believe that, then you should put the YouTube down. Okay. Hey, Earth Angel, how you doing? Well, that's a nice segue. Well, it was a nice segue a few paragraphs ago into when I said, yeah, I do think I'm better. I think I'm better than a whole hell of a lot of what I see going on around here. And that doesn't make me, don't try putting your thoughts on me, like spinning that around as, oh, well, you think you're so much better than everybody. You know what? I definitely think I am a lot better than a lot of what I see going on. And that has nothing to do with, it has to do with behavior, and only behavior, nothing else. So we're not gonna get that all, spun and twisted around. Nope. Just behavior. Nobody's ever going to come here and say that they saw me re-victimizing or further victimizing a family that's already at their lowest with my behavior. Okay. So that is the respect I'm speaking of. Hey, London girl, how are you? So that's yet another, before I get off on another tangent, into somebody else on my list. And that would be Papercut Tina. Now, Tina, can I call you Tina? I'm going to start off by saying something that I know you have heard from, I would imagine, everyone. And that's going to just be me dogpiling on that, more of the same. It's going to be the latter part of my thoughts that are probably going to be a departure from, I've listened to a few people's thoughts, but I haven't heard anyone say what I'm going to say. And that doesn't mean that it hasn't been said. It just means I haven't heard it. So, paper cut Tina. It is paper cut, right? Or is it paper clip? Somebody tell me, please. Is it clip or cut? What is it? Please tell me it's clip. I think I've already. Just one person. Just tell me clip or cut. Because I hate to, I don't want to address. Okay, cut, paper cut. Okay, change it to clip. Because clip is better than cut. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say that I know you've heard by everyone. Paper cut. You have an amazing body. I mean, and she's a pretty woman. I'm not going to take anything away from her in that department. You have a better figure than girls 40 years your junior. So bravo. Good for you. I would never take that away from you because I'd look like a fool. And I'm a secure woman. Okay. And as such, I can compliment another woman. I can give another woman props when they're due. And you are absolutely do that. So good for you. That's going to conclude it for the positive part of our discussion on this. Oh God. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Tina, paper cut Tina. I would pick a lane. And it would be one of two things. See, because I'm not ambivalent on this at all. But it doesn't matter what I think. This just me commenting on what everybody else has commented on. But see, when you do this, you're going to get people like me commenting. Paper cut. I don't even know you. You, I believe she's 61, as a 61-year-old woman, you are better than that behavior. Done either at the behest of or for the attention of a fucking schlub like Ernie Shell, LARPing all over the fucking world, playing whatever role he's playing presently. You have fabulous dancing skills. I wouldn't have put you in green sequins, but it certainly made a statement. But Tina, I've heard a lot of people, think it's fabulous what you're a solid gold dancer. And I'm talking Denny Terrio, not the club in Miami. Commit, Tina, commit. Pick a lane. This is YouTube. This is not the place for that. There are plenty of platforms for just that. My advice to you, commit. I would never listen. You're a beautiful woman. You have a fantastic figure. Paper cut Tina. I will show some cleavage. I might show some leg in a sexy, tactful way. And I definitely do not look as good as you do in a bikini. But I can tell you, even if I did, the chance that I would ever, at 61 years old, put on some kind of striptease-ish, go-go. I don't even know what it was, truthfully. Sexy comes from here, okay? And I didn't learn that lesson when it's just ironic how life works. When you really need to know that lesson and feel it and believe it, is when you're in your 20s and you're doing all the stupid shit. That's when you need to have that knowledge. But I would never sit here and lie and say, "Oh yes, I had it all together." Oh hell no. But what matters is that you get there. And I know that there are people who've said, "Well, good for her. She owns it. She's confident." I would submit to you the exact opposite. When I saw that performance, no, that does not scream self-confidence to me. But it doesn't matter what I think. I'm but just I would say commit. If that is true and that was nothing more than an expression of, well, I'm so confident. I mean, honestly, I saw more than I wanted to see, and I could have, if it had been much more tasteful, I would have had, hey that girl, I would have had different, I wouldn't feel as, I don't want to say strongly because I don't give a fuck, ultimately, is what it comes down to. But there is a way to do things tastefully and make your point, which, what was her point, by the way? That she's got a rockin' bod? Ding, 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 ding. You win. I imagine you have the best body of probably any 61-year-old on this platform. Congratulations. But confidence, I would submit that confidence doesn't scream. It doesn't need to wear a G-string, and it definitely doesn't need to do crotch shots. That was the point where I was like, done. Like, I don't want to see it. It's bleh. I mean, I thought the whole thing was wildly, like, just wrong place. I would say, here's what I would say to you. Because it seems like you're really feeling yourself, and I'm not gonna continue to sit here stroking her ego. Okay. I gave her her due. But I think if you're at this stage in your life where that's what you want to do and you want everybody to see what you're working with, well, my God, go and make fun. Girl, you know I always bust on you about your curtains or lack thereof. Girl, you could probably buy a whole damn, forget fucking curtains, you could buy a whole house. I mean, hey, that's why I'm saying commit. I don't find YouTube, Krama, the place to be. It's not tasteful, okay? It's just not. And it's not the place. You, Tina, let me tell you this. I could see you, and listen, I think you should take my advice because I know what I'm talking about. You may not think so, but I do. As far as this goes, I've seen women like you through my life, and they say nobody gets everything. I don't know about that. And when I say women like you, I mean, go, if that's what you want to do not waste it demeaning yourself for the entertainment of, let's face it, Tina, this is probably 95 to 98% female. If you didn't have the figure that you do, you'd be hearing a lot of different thoughts on your performance. But when I say I've known and seen women like you through my life, all I mean is you've got a very sweet, malleable disposition. I could very much see you, Tina, if embrace it, girl. If that's what you want to do. Yes, that. I was just trying to zhuzh it up. If that's what you want to do, girl, the sky is the limit. I promise you, you can be Anna Nicole Smith. Go get yourself into a club somewhere. Go find yourself some rich ass old man. She has a sweet disposition. I don't know if all of that is, yeah, Pink Stripe, I agree. I think it was, my whole thing is it's where she did it. That's it. It's not even, and I don't want to see her do that. I don't mean to make it sound like I think that's what she should do. Because it's one thing when you're a young woman in your prime and you decide that's what you want to do. Most women do not look at that as a lifelong career path. So I don't want to see Tina or any other 61-year-old woman decide that, she's going to go live her dream and be a stripper somewhere. But if that is what she wants to do, I don't know, maybe she's at a point in her life that maybe she hasn't been at before, and she knows she looks good and she wants to show it off. Well, girl, YouTube Karama ain't the place. There are, like I said, the sky's the limit. If that's what you want to do, Tina, I promise you've got that kind of personality. Take that personality. She reminds me of Chrissy from Three's Company. I've always said this. This is nothing new. I've always said that. That's who she's always reminded me of. And I don't know if that's all, if some of that's put on, because look, every single one of us that turns a camera on and goes live or makes a video, I try never to come in here unless I'm on. I don't come in here when I'm having a bad day, because I don't want to that's not what if you're smart, we show you what we want you to see, whatever that may be. So yes, absolutely. Get paid. That's my whole point. Hey, AMAC, YouTube Krama is not the place for it, Tina. It's just not. I don't want to see that for you. I want to see better for you. And you, girl, your lack of inhibition combined with your what appears to be sweet nature, yeah, your talents are way, if that's, if a I was just thinking, never mind. I was just thinking about, well, now how would that work if, when do you get Social Security? Never mind. But if that's what you want to do, your talents are wasted here. Go big or go home, girl. And you showed all of YouTube. Your ass cheeks, I was waiting for a slip on the other end, because that's where I checked out. I was like, done. And for the 100th time, I don't want to see that for you, Tina. I don't. You're better than that. Okay. No, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with women want to be strippers. Be a stripper. I don't care. There's no skin off my ass or my bankroll. Yeah, I don't go to strip clubs, but I just commit one way or the other. Just don't do it again on YouTube. And maybe I'm telling you, Tina, if money's what you want, if that's the end goal, your talents are wasted here. I mean, was she getting super chatted? Were they making it rain? Please tell me yes. Please tell me that wasn't all for free. Listen, I don't I don't want to see that for her. I don't want to see that for any woman at that point of her life. I'm not trying to age shame her because God, I mean, look, if you showed someone her video, there are not many people. If you said, how old is she? Very few would have ever said, I think she's 61. She looks fantastic. I don't care how old she is. It doesn't matter. But I just, honey, they're not. Well, this isn't the right expression. I was going to say they're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you. But that's not the right expression. So please don't take that to mean I'm saying well, we were laughing because it was like, what the fuck? What the hell is she doing? And I mean, I believe it was all under the auspices of, this is how confident I am. And that's great. I'm glad you're confident. That's not what I saw, but I don't know. I don't know you, but there's many, I'll just say it like this. I'm sitting here. I couldn't have more clothes on right now. I mean, my necklace isn't even showing. And being sexy and confident does not equate to ass cheeks and lady parts cloaked in sequins. I mean, it certainly can be, hey Zen, but you know what I'm saying. It's sexiness and confidence is radiated from within. Doesn't matter what you're wearing or not wearing, but I just, please, if you're going to do it, just get the maximum bang for your buck is all I'm saying. I mean, why are you giving it away for free on YouTube? I personally, I just didn't find it very dignified. You're better than that, Tina. I know you've been getting all kinds of feedback from everybody in the world about it. And yeah, you're better than that. Okay. Oh, yes, AMAC, we did the Temu. I got another Temu package coming. It was in some place called Antioch, Tennessee, as of yesterday. I didn't even know there was. I swear to God, I made that last Temu order last Saturday evening, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be here tomorrow. Hell, it could be here today. It's crazy how fast they get the shit here. This one is, God, see, this is how I know I'm stressed with this, like, just from the construction, from chaos. Like, I don't do well with that. I was up in the middle of the night, which is very rare. I usually sleep through the night. I was up in the night and I started thinking about all kinds of stuff. And I told you guys I ordered some makeup from Temu this time, like highlighter and some kind of loose chrome eyeshadow. And I was sitting there and I started laying there and I started thinking, oh my God, what if I use that and something horrible happens and I end up in the hospital? I had to like say, snap out of it. Oh God, I hit myself a little harder than I planned. Damn, I'm probably gonna have a handprint across there. I know I am not the only one that happens to. Like, hey, Catherine, you ever just wake up in the night and your whatever your subconscious or your conscious stress, and it just starts like I get on the real slippery slide into. Oh, you got the eyeliner? Okay, and you're still able to, you're not blind in any of your eyes? Okay. Yeah, it's funny how things come out that I don't know, it's just weird how things where they surface. Okay, now on to, I don't even know what kind of gate this is. Oh god damn, I just hit that mic. Let's see. JB Buno gate. I've been listening to YouTube over the weekend, not as much as, probably a lot of people, but Wine Crime and Mayhem. I got 2 sets of lashes from them. Both I love. And actually they were softer and as easy to put on as Ardell lashes. Usually Ardell are the only ones I use. I got the ones, they call them Bratz lashes, and they're just a really tapered wing. But what's good about them is they are a perfect daytime lash because they're not like these are. When my mother sees me wearing these, she always says oh god, they look like baby doll eyelashes, the old school doll. She's not wrong. But the Bratz lashes are perfect for the daytime because they're subtle. But then I got another one that is more like these, but they take much more of an upturn towards the upper eye. I wore them once on here. I have to say I was really pleased with the ones I got, surprisingly. And everything is like pennies on the dollar. I got how many? 10, I think 10 pairs of lashes. 10 in a box. One was $2.34 maybe, and the other was $3.19. So it's just insane. Catherine, I've never done magnetic lashes before. I've had so much practice with the old school glue and using tweezers. Actually, I take that back. Static lashes, I bought their magnetic. Those sucked and they cost a fortune. You had to so the static lashes, you have to buy what looks like an eyeliner, and it only comes in black. So you have to put that on. You let it dry, I don't know, a minute or two. And then the idea is you take the strip lash and it's supposed to, grab. Well, comme ci, comme ça. I didn't love them. And that was, at that time, I think they had about 10 style of lashes in the magnetic. There was not, I think they were all about $25 for the lashes. Of course, they tell you can use them over and over. But what really pissed me off, you had to pay separate for the magnetic glue. That looks like eyeliner and it doesn't go away. So you're wearing black eyeliner on the top whether you want it or not. And it was like $30. And it lasted. No, it didn't even last, I would say, not even 5 uses. So I was like, fuck that. I'm never using those again. Yeah, you could use glue on the, that's why I've never thrown them out, the static lashes. I don't know why you couldn't, but I've only tried those. So I can only speak on those, but I don't know. I would think you could, but okay. So, the JB Buno, hey JB, the whole thing with, Laura's, I guess a clone of Laura's account. And So apparently what happened was Hey JB, which is WFLA, that's actually my home market. That covers many, many counties in Florida. During Gabby Petito, it took off because Hey JB Buno is the anchor. He's cute as can be, and he's a really good reporter. He's just got a nice way about him. What did I plant a seed of? Lashes? Magnetic lashes? Hold on, Zen. What are you going to start doing on your own? Let me go back up a little more. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm telling you. Eyelashes, it's amazing how much different they make you look with the, and they don't have to be crazy. Like those Bratz lashes. Of course, I'm always extra, so I'm like, oh, I wish they were a little longer. Okay, so JB Buno, their interactive web show, it's called Hey JB. I don't know if it's on every day, but anytime something big in the social media realm is going on, oh, incidentally, Hey JB, well, that's where Dusty Rhodes, sorry, I shouldn't say that. His family's going to get pissed. Bullscorn, we'll just call her Bullscorn. That's where Bullscorn, during Gabby Petito, told everybody in the chat that she knew what she was talking about because she went to law school. You're kidding me. She lied? Oh, yeah. And interestingly enough, Burnt Toast was actually able to find that for me. Yeah. So anyway, that's the chat we're talking about. He gets a lot of people in there. Thousands. I have not listened to him since I think the last time I tuned in over something that was, currently going on. It was that gal in Georgia. It was a hoax. Remember her? She said that a baby had was wandering around on his own, and she was trying to get him to his family or some shit like that. It was a hoax. I don't remember her name, but anyway. That's the last time I've watched Hey JB until this thing popped off. And by this thing popping off, what I mean is apparently JB was doing a show about, I guess, the Petito family. I believe they settled their civil suit with the Laundrie family. And I think at the time that hadn't happened yet, because I do remember JB saying, well, I've talked to Joe Petito a lot over this last year, and I really don't believe, he always said that there was no amount of money would he settle for. It's not about the money. Yes, Carly Russell, thank you. So at some point during that broadcast, now what are the chances of this? Okay. He highlighted a comment that had Laura's, what looked like her avatar, and it said, I'm slightly paraphrasing, but this is the general idea of it. I make intention candles, and Gabby Petito is my bestseller. Something along those lines. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around. There's thousands of people in that chat, you guys, thousands at any given time, whatever they're talking about. And we all know people are still very hungry for details about anything Gabby Petito. So However it happened, he picked that comment and highlighted it on the screen. And furthermore, he read it out loud. And he said something like, well, that's an interesting comment about a reason that, yes, there was something about that's why she hoped it would go to trial, because she makes intention candles and Gabby Petito is her bestseller. And he read it, and of course you could tell he was like, the fuck? But being the consummate professional that he is, he just played it off like, even though he was like, what? I honestly, I might be in the minority. My thoughts on it are, first and foremost, the name of her company was not mentioned at all. Well, first and foremost is like, what the hell are the chances? What are the chances that would happen? I mean, if she wanted that to happen, it wouldn't. If she sat and watched that entire stream and was like, oh my God, please pick my comment, please pick my comment, please highlight my comment, it would have never happened. So that out of the thousands of chats that are flying, that one got, not only did it get highlighted, he read it out loud. Because when I've seen him in the past, it might get highlighted, but not necessarily read out loud. So, she was, I did not hear her speak on it. Actually, I take that back. I heard a few moments of her speaking on it. I heard it on Queen Bee. I was in Makeup Mobsters chat this morning. I heard a little bit of it there. Hey, Beer Can. Oh, Beer Can, you were already here. Okay, so they did settle. All right, so anyway. I personally do not, I completely understand being full hot. She said she has a personal connection with him. I know I heard that she thinks he's cute as a button, like I'm sure most of us do. Hey, Gina Marie, how are you? Well, I understand I would be full hot if someone cloned my account, or if someone cloned my avatar and was going around acting like they were me. That I can totally give her that. I can absolutely understand it. I would feel the same way. I think most of us would feel like that. We would be, that's going to be your initial, what the fuck? I mean, I don't get it. It's a weird thing people do around here. I'm so like not tech savvy that I can't even fathom how do you do that shit? So that part I understand. I can totally understand and get on board with being upset about my avatar and or name being cloned and used somewhere acting as me when it is not me. Okay. I can understand I'd be pissed too. However, on one hand, you got to look at it like, if you want to look at it glass half full, you can say, well, I've arrived. Because like whenever I hear about something like this happening, my funny remark I typically make right out of the gate is, what do I have to do to get cloned? What do I have to do to get a stalker? Like, tell me. So, okay. I get it. I can see where that's the part I can understand she'd be upset about. However, that's where it ends. Because as I said this morning, No one said the name of her business. And if you were not, the only way that that highlighted comment would have meant anything to you, you would have to know, you would have to be tits deep in YouTube drama to have known that that highlighted comment was possibly done for nefarious purposes and or out of spite to make her look bad in some way, to cast an aspersion on her. I promise you, if I showed that to my mother, my husband, my son, my neighbor, and said, read this, and here's the live chat going, and this is, I'm going to put the video on, and you're going to watch it as it happens. And I want you to tell me what you think about that. How, if that was you in the circumstances I just described, tell me what would that mean to you? And I promise you, they would all look at me and go, what's the problem? I don't get it. Why is she angry? So there's that. And then this morning I had another light bulb moment, because most of what I've heard is, she took it as a negative, like it was a negative thing, and there was nefarious intentions behind it. And I understand why she could feel that way. But I personally didn't see it. And I promise you, if the Petitos saw it, I don't think it would mean a damn thing to them either. And simply, as I said this morning in Makeup Mobsters chat, I said, you know what? So what if you have a company? So what if you make intention candles? So what if Gabby Petito intention candle, let's just pretend it's all true. It's not, but let's pretend it is. And let's say that Laura might have a whole line of intention candles. I don't know. But let's just assume she does. And let's assume that there is one Gabby Petito. Well, how is that a bad thing? Because the intention behind the candle, or hypothetical candle that doesn't exist, but if it did, well, why would the intention behind it be a negative? How about the intention that I want you to think when you purchase and or light said candle? I want you to, number one, domestic violence awareness. Number two, know your worth. Know that you are worth far more than being with someone who doesn't treat you right. I mean, I could sit here and I could come up with more things. And Catherine, that is something else I also said. And listen, I am sitting here giving Laura every benefit of every doubt, because listen, whether you like her or not, she is going through something right now. Okay. And I personally, I have taken this walk with my best friend who lost her battle with breast cancer, second go around. And I've said before, listen, I walked her all the way to the other side, whatever that is. I know about this. I was me and one other person. I know what goes on with treatment. I wish I didn't, but I am as intimately, I'm about as closely acquainted with this as someone can be who didn't have it, God forbid, happen to them. Knock wood. Hopefully it never does. And many of you out there are exactly the same. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So she is going through something. And just because we don't understand her being as upset as she is, the way I look at it, because I know what, I mean, I watched my girlfriend she went through it one time. She lost all her hair. Hair all grew back, and she had, 7 years later, I watched it come out again. And, you may not think hair. A lot of people say, well, your hair will grow back. Well, yes, hopefully. It oftentimes grows back differently. But I'm not trying to be a cheerleader for Laura. I know that she says and does things that are hurtful, that make people angry. So I'm not sitting here as a cheerleader. What I am saying is just ask yourself if you can. She is going through something, okay? And that's not an excuse. You can't use it as an excuse for, it's not a free pass. I just know for me personally, hey, Rachel, well, I'm not saying any of that because I'm giving an excuse to her or I'm giving a pass. I'm saying it because in my mind, I know I've watched all this. I've watched, I don't care what she tells you, if you don't think she is scared to death. And I still don't know that she has fully processed. And based on people close to me that I've seen go through cancer treatment, it is brutal, okay? It's very scary. I don't care how much somebody tells you that, I got this. So I only say these things because I can understand some of what might be driving the emotions. That's what I'm getting at. And I think, yeah, so Flo, I agree. I think that, and I've reached out to Laura several times just to say, hi, how are you doing? Because I have been through this. And I know, her circumstances are different than my girlfriend's were, but, not completely. Laura's luckier than my girlfriend. I mean, my girlfriend had nobody besides me and another girlfriend. So that's all I mean when I say she's going through something and I can. So just try and, because truthfully, I as I sit here as someone not going through something, I mean, I'm whining and crying about my house under construction. That her body's under construction. I mean, so because truthfully, Laura, you're probably going to hear me at some point or hear of what I said. Let it go. Let this go. The more honestly, there's no harm, no foul. You got, as far from where I'm sitting, I was going to say you got free advertising, but you really didn't, because nobody knows. If they're not involved in YouTube Krama, they don't know you. They don't know what that comment meant. They just know that somebody's got an intention candle, supposedly. Well, it's not like, it would be a different matter if they had put the name of her business up. And yes, I suppose if someone in that chat really wanted to know, who is this person with this intention candle and how do I find them? I guess they could put her name in YouTube and that would lead them to her company. But how many people do we think are going to do that? None. Very few. I mean, and we're all human and we all, under times of stress, sorrow, etc., we all pop off on somebody that we typically wouldn't. Whether it's your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kid, your coworkers, the asshole, driving 30 and a 70 in the left lane on the interstate. We all do it. But Laura, I'm telling you, you need to let this one go. Okay. Just let it go. I understand being pissed about your account being cloned and whatnot, but there was no harm. There was no harm done to your business. Okay. If anything, if somebody goes that far out of their way to find out about your business, well, then I hope they buy a damn candle. That's what I'll say about that. So, but it truly is. And I know everybody's told you this. And I'm also going to reiterate something that I've heard several people say, and it absolutely has merit and it's legit. And this isn't to Laura. This is to the people. No, we have a new left lane law in Florida. Oh my God, that will make me so happy. Because, I didn't realize that people from up north, apparently when there's a speed limit sign, that's more than just a suggestion. Like my husband, because it seems like here, people from up north especially will get on the interstate or just putz it around town and they're usually going below the speed limit or right at it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they're not even old. Because here in Florida, we call them Q-tips. Like, all you see in the back is white hair. And oftentimes they don't even reach the back of the headrest. Well, that would be me. So I can't say much about that. But when you see somebody who's not 100 years old driving slow, especially in the damn left lane. My husband said, well, honey, up north, they mean that shit. When they put the speed limit up, people actually go the speed limit because they ticket them. Here, it's kind of like a suggestion. But that makes me happy to hear we're going to have that. But back to what I was saying before I forget. And then I'm going to talk about one more thing briefly, just to see if you guys want to talk about it. Because how you doing? Oh, that's what I was watching before I came in here. Okay. I've heard this comment many times on other occasions. So this is I'm not just commenting on what is, the recent events. Oh, and if anyone saw my community post and wondered who that was aimed at, that was to Bull Scorn. Well, that one was for Bull Scorn, actually. The last one, the lyrics to my last community post said, because as I was jamming, dancing through the house, listening on my my AirPods yesterday, I was trying to clean the little area of my house that does not have crap all over it. So I put my AirPods in and I was listening. One of the songs I was listening to is old school Hall & Oates, Private Eyes. They're watching you. They see your every move. Oh, baby, private eyes. They're watching you. Oh, I sent somebody a text and said, this is Bull Scorn's anthem. Private eyes. They're watching you. I said, damn, I think they wrote that song for her. A little bit paranoia going on there. Yeah. So that's what that was about. It said something like, if some of you were as important as you thought you are. Yeah, can you imagine being so delusional that you think you are important enough for people to keep under surveillance? No. Okay, back to what I was saying. And I think it's going to be even more important now. And I have heard people say, make this sentiment, and I agree with it. See, because I don't have a bunch of negative history with Laura. Okay. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people that I like and am friends with and call friend cannot stand her, and vice versa. I do not hate people because other people hate people. That's just, and I would never ask you to do that. I mean, Laura's got people who come up on her panel who I cannot fucking stand. And I'll just leave it at that. Because, you don't have to give voice to every thought and feeling in your head. So all of that, the only reason I say it is because I do understand that this is very much a team sport, while at the same time being an individual sport. But we all have these crossovers, these, you really like this one a lot, but this one hates that one's guts. But you don't have a problem with that one. The best I can ever hope to do, which is what I do whenever I can, I just try not to ever be someplace where they're actively shit talking someone I like. Now, and it's got to be, there's degrees of that. Okay. Cause like I said, I was in Makeup Mobster's chat this morning. I don't have any problems with Makeup Mobster. I have no history with her. I was in her chat. I've been in her chat before in the past. I just haven't been much lately, but it just so happened to be she was a little early today. Nobody was live. And I thought, oh, I'll pop in there. And now I know they can't stand each other, but I don't have issues with either one of them. And I'm sorry, but the day that anybody comes to me and says, well, if you're going to be friends with me, you're not going to be able to go and be cordial and go to that one's chat. Fuck that. Yeah. Well, then when you start paying my bills, you go ahead and give me your list. And my husband doesn't even do that. So, but it's always a delicate balance, and it's a dance, and some people do it more skillfully than others. And some people are just, hey, you're my ride or die. And whoever you've got beef with, I've got beef with. Well, that's not me. I'm not that close to any. We're not. This isn't West Side Story. Okay, we're not. We're supposed to be adults. And if I'm your friend, you just gotta, like I've always said, you just gotta trust that I'm your friend. I'm never gonna go behind your back and do dirty shit. That's just not what I do. So, at any rate, I have heard this sentiment in the past, and I've agreed with it in the past, but I've heard it a few times from a few different people regarding this current situation. And I really agree with it now. And I hope that because I don't have any nefarious intentions. Sometimes I think maybe it's easier to take advice from, I hate to say uninterested outsiders because that sounds so harsh, but kind of like that. Like, we don't have any negative history. There's no problems. There's no history, period, but there's really no negative history. I think that if you call Laura your friend, stop winding her up. Everybody has their own strategy for how they deal with people talking shit about them on YouTube. And Laura is not a shrinking violet. This is how she makes her living. She's very, she can be very harsh when she speaks. So I'm trying to put this a certain everybody has different, I guess what I'm struggling to say is the truth. This is how she earns a living. This is how she eats. This is how she feeds her kids. As such, she's got to be in the mix. People need to be talking about her. There needs to be controversies swirling around because it gets her people in her lives. She gets support from them financially, emotionally, etc. It's a job for her. It is a business for her. I know she has a website, but I mean, I would guess a large part of her business comes from YouTube. And here's the thing. There's so many of us on here. There's new people coming every day. Hi, Deanna. Oh, PG, she's such a trash bag. So I say that because I fully appreciate that you gotta to be in this community and say, I don't want the drama. Well, then bye. I mean, come on. Laura knows exactly what she's doing as far as getting her to rally the troops, etc. You have to make hay when the sun shines. Okay. That's what this community is. It's drama, karama, call it whatever you want. All you do is go from one crisis to the next. That's all it is. And on a busy week, we have more crises. Oh, listen, truer words right here. Truer words could never be spoken. I've often thought to myself, hey, listen, this too shall pass. You know how they say we have a 24-hour news cycle now? Well, YouTube, we probably have a 12-hour news cycle. I'm convinced it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how big this scandal is. It will be forgotten and replaced in short order. Now, if you brew up a whole news scandal, well, so be it. But it's the game. And she's been around a lot longer than me. I don't need to tell her the game. Not everybody figures out the game. I had the game figured out a long time ago. I know in the real world, I guess it would be, big risk, big reward. On here, I guess it would be, whether that's same in the financial markets. There's a reason I only say a small percentage of what's actually on my mind. And I don't work harder to make my channel grow. If it happened, that would be fine. But I promise you, as I started this, I know how to I got the recipe. Okay. And I know how to cook. I promise you I could make it happen. I absolutely could make it happen. Because it's not that complicated. Because let's sit back and look at it's not about that. But all I was getting at is, while fully appreciating that you got to have, you got to keep relevant. You've got to stay in the mix. If you want to keep your channel, if you want to keep setting yourself out there and make sure that people keep coming back to listen to you. But the old saying, what you don't know won't hurt you, kind of like when I tell anybody that I'm close to, like I've told Crazy Nurse, listen, I got to take a hiatus, okay? This was several weeks ago. I wasn't watching. I didn't want to talk about any of this shit because it really does. That's for me, that's how I keep my reality and my sanity in check. Because a lot of people might be much better than I am at not letting this fucking weird freak show on here. Bye, Catherine. Have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. I just personally, for me, it's very hard when talking about a bunch of gross, scummy people that piss me off. Like people like Bullscorn. They're gross. They're hurtful. They're harmful. They don't bring anything good to the table. They're just low-life dirtbags. I don't want to spend every day of my life talking about scummy people because they piss me off. And I don't want to walk around pissed. And when that starts happening, that is when it is time for me to walk away from it, to keep it in perspective. These people mean nothing to me. So to have to be constantly embroiled in hate, anger, drama, well, I get it. If that's how you make your living, well, got to do what you got to do. But like I told Crazy Nurse, listen, because as I've told you all, anybody who has a channel, I don't care how big or small it is, people you're close to, well, they give you information all the time. When they see something they think you're interested, they send you a clip. Lots of the people that mod here, they go to channels I've never even heard of, and they send me cool shit all the time. But they also send me shit about the usual suspects that piss me off. So when I get to that point where I'm done, like I'm walking around angry too much of my time, and I'm over it. I'm tired of it. That's when I very politely say, please, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want clips. I don't want to know anything about anything unless it's a safety concern. And that's just how I've always done it. And that works nicely. And everybody always respects that. And I've never once have I had anybody say, oh my God, you need to know this. So I guess all I would say is, and I don't know Laura like that. We're not friends like that. But if you are friends like that and you do know her like that, I don't think that, well, it's not, I don't think, it's I know. I know that when you are going through chemo, radiation, I told her when one of the first times I reached out via email just to say, hey, I'm really sorry that this is happening. And unfortunately, I know a lot about this. If there's ever anything, I can tell you or help you, I will. I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, um, I told her, you're going to find having cancer is like a job it is a full-time job that nobody wants. And I don't know a better way to put it. Yeah, nobody should ever speak of anyone's children for any fucking reason. Ever. Nobody. It should just never be done. But that's what I know about cancer, because I was that one driving, me and another girlfriend, 1 hour each way to, treatment. So I probably know more about what she is going to be going through than she knows about what she's going through. And if I'm not mistaken, she had the first treatment on Thursday. I would say right about now, she's probably starting to feel pretty crummy. It's typically the second or the third day. Oh, Zen, are you seeing, are the orbs here? So unfortunately, some of this might take care of itself, as far as I think she's probably very hypersensitive to a lot of things right now. Of course. So if you are close to her, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but there's very few of us that do not know what going through cancer is like. I mean, if you don't have someone close to you, whether it be friend or family, and you've never been up close and personal with it, God bless you. And I hope it stays that way. Chances are it will not. But if you are close to her, I would strongly consider, don't add any fuel to any fire. Do not whine. Maybe just, help her keep perspective about what it is that is truly important right now at this time. Cancer, and this is something I never knew until my girlfriend went out of remission the second time around. Do you know that the reason, I've always known, and we've all seen, that most people lose a lot of weight when you have cancer. Initially depending on what type you have, but I know with breast cancer, oftentimes they start pumping you full of prednisone, other steroids. But at some point, you typically lose a lot of weight. And what I never knew was that, until my husband told me, at least in large part, one of the reasons that you lose that weight and lose it quickly is because cancer, it takes the body a lot of energy. The cells are firing and dividing quickly. And that takes a lot of energy. So your body is literally in overdrive feeding the cancer cells. So there's already a lot of energy being expended biologically, physiologically. Cancer grows because the cancer cells are rapidly dividing. I don't know if that's mitosis or meiosis. It's one of the two. Yeah, that's like the second thing I remember from high school biology, along with the atomic chart. what was that element? Well, it's NaCl is salt. I used to know the weight of a couple of the elements. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But cancer, like it is mentally taxing, it is physically taxing. Blah, blah, blah. So all I know is that when my best friend was going through it, I can promise you, we kept at a minimum. Things were on a need to know basis. I myself, along with another friend, we were the health. Everybody's different. I mean, the second time around, she was in such denial that, and the doctors take their lead from the patient. So, we tried to keep things as a need to know, very minimal basis. So, rather than me asking people, which I already have, just bear in mind that there is quite likely some irrational emotion, rational to the situation, yes, but it may come across as irrational anger, etc. Just, I'm not about to ask everybody, oh, listen, you know what she's going through. I mean, just as a human being, of course I'm going to say that, but I'm also a realist and I know people don't give a fuck. So I think it's probably a better use of my words to ask the people who are closest to her that care about her. I would just out of sight, out of mind sometimes. And there's a lot of what you don't know. It will not hurt you. And like this whole latest thing that just happened, I would hope, and this may very well have happened. I don't know because I'm not there. Like I said, I don't know her like that. But I would hope that whoever is closest to her here on YouTube, in her channel, whatever, I would hope that somebody would have said, listen, I know it's aggravating. It would piss me off having somebody masquerading as me. However, there was no harm done. Okay. No harm, no foul. We all need that in our life. My husband does that for me. I do it for my son. I have friends who do it for me. I do it for them. We all need that. So, all right, kids, I need to go find a chandelier or two. Wednesday is my celebrity interview, come hell or high water. And after Wednesday, the last thing, and we're not talking about it now, but I want to kind of, I think I'm definitely going to do this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because I know I can't play the clips, but I started watching Where is Wendy Williams? Wow. I got to tell you, that is one of the saddest things I've seen in a long time. It really is. I hate to say it, but I do not think Wendy Williams is long for this world. She looks terrible. I think they have come out finally and said, first they said she had alcohol related dementia. But then I heard, no, it's not just that. They said the type of dementia. Oh, it's the kind of dementia that Bruce Willis has. I don't think it's as severe. Like Robin Williams had what's called Lewy body dementia, which is rapidly progresses. I think it's more aggressive. But what she has, it's bad. And I have a lot of thoughts about this docuseries that she's doing. And interestingly enough, a lot of thoughts I have are in direct opposition to one another. But I still feel the same way at the same time. Because on one hand, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with the people closest to her allowing this, encouraging this? But on the other hand, you got to pay your bills. So, and it kind of, obviously, Wendy Williams is a real celebrity, not like any of the, dipshits running around here that just think they're celebrities. So it's different when you do have. And listen, let me tell you what level of fame and crossover audience Wendy Williams has. My mother, who is 74 years old, 75. God, Mom, I'm sorry if you're watching. I'm not good at math. She watched her religiously every day. My mom is like plays golf at the country club kind of lady. Okay. My mom my mom couldn't, you would never think my mom was a devoted Wendy Williams watcher. Like, she doesn't know a lot about music, not popular music, a lot of the, newest celebrities and whatnot, but she's funny as shit. And she just has that widespread appeal. So it's different when somebody like Wendy Williams lets the world. It's one thing when you've got a TV show and it's Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. Of course, you've got all the prep that goes in the beginning and all the work on the backside. You've got a whole staff that's, getting guests and whatnot. But to do this thing like it's a Lifetime docuseries, and I got to say this, I haven't watched Lifetime. As far as I'm concerned, Lifetime is like the equivalent of a newspaper that would line a birdcage. Like that is like, to me, Lifetime entertainment is like people who speak in crayon. I'm just like, I liked it when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. Lifetime was all there was. But now that we've got all this other real networks and TV shows and true crime and docuseries, it's like, by comparison, Lifetime looks like, the kiddie show. There's one thing I equate with Lifetime. It's bad movies where women invariably are shown in a shower scene crying after some horrible assault and doing one of these and sobbing and slowly sliding down the shower wall to just be in a heap of a puddle on the bathroom, on the shower floor. That's what I think when I hear Lifetime movie. So I'm not a Lifetime fan, but I've been watching because it's so bad. It's so bad. And honestly, I feel so sorry for her. I really do. And I never really watched her. Like when I'd go to my mom's and she'd be watching it. But she does have that. She's one of those people who people relate to her because she can be two things at one time. And it's not easy to do. She's still got that common woman, common man vibe about her. Like when fans come up to her, if she's out on the street walking, if she's at the Walgreens, if she was in a restaurant, a club, whatever, she'd stop, talk to him. It's not fake. It's not phony. It's not put on. When she was at her best, she just radiated a genuine realness. You could tell she likes people. She likes to talk to people. She likes to connect with people. I can relate to that because I'm the same way. But she also at the same time was this legit celebrity. I mean, she got to, I believe she was one of the first females in a major syndicated market to, I used to know what it was. There was something she was pretty pioneering in radio. Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly what it was, but she had quite a career before she ever had the Wendy Williams TV show. She was a legit, respected DJ in New York in a huge syndicated show, and all male dominated. I mean, she had famous beef with, she really got into it with Whitney Houston. That was hilarious. She basically told Wendy, go suck on a crack pipe. Or Wendy told Whitney, go suck on a crack pipe. But yeah, she's, to say that she has declined sharply. She's got a lot of health issues and she's an alcoholic. And I think one of the saddest physically ravaging addictions is alcohol. I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, now obviously with some of the, more hardcore fentanyl and things like that, but alcohol ravages like, oh, beer can. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's, you never know what's coming down the pike, you just don't. And when it's when you think about like real life and the things people go through, and then you turn on Krama and it's like, oh my God, this shit is also unimportant and stupid. And newsflash, none of you are fucking famous, okay? You're not. Typically people get famous for many reasons, not a lot of which I see in Krama. But yeah, I would like to talk about that docuseries because I've been making some notes, and yeah, so that might be what we do next. We'll see. So, all right. Well, oh damn, I'm out of water. I am going to, I got to go do a whole bunch of stuff. None of which, it's ironic. I've always loved to shop, always. The only time that I don't get enjoyment from shopping is stuff like this. I mean, I love home stuff, but I don't like the pressure of shopping for something that is going to be around for a long time. And I've like a chandelier. Oh, yeah. It's like, wasn't that crazy? Like, now when I need to be doing it, I don't want to do it. But hey, I'll get in the spirit. So oh God, it's already 2:30. So I stayed in here longer than I thought I would. I was like 1 hour in, out. Yeah, right. That tends to always happen when I come in here. See, I love talking to you guys. That's what I like to do. I like to just, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I have so much to do that I should have gone and done what I needed to do this morning and do this when I got home. But I'm just not, I'm like everybody else. I'm a creature of habit. And like, at a certain time of the day, my day, like if I'm not out having to do shit, that's when my day's done and I want to do what I want to do. And I want this, like, kind of like, Bull Scorn washes her hair with muriatic acid. I want to I want to wash YouTube out of my hair and I want to just relax. And I thought, damn, I cannot, like, I flaked out. I canceled the last time at the last minute. I don't like doing that. So I thought, nope, you're going to go in there and you're going to meet your adoring public. All right, kids. I hope everybody has a good day. And oh, yeah, tomorrow I'm definitely not coming in here. Oh, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, get my teeth cleaned. Something else I have to do tomorrow. And then Wednesday is the celebrity interview. No, it's not Wendy Williams. All right, kids. Hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Thank you, mods. All right, pussycats. Have a good day, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.